Hi everyone, Brian A. Boyson here, Peak Performance Sales Strategist and Coach at SAP, and thanks for tuning in to this segment of Coaching Moments with Maria Haggen. And I'm really excited to be here today in our Chicago office. And this is a segment where we get to share the stories of the early talent here at SAP. You get to hear their challenges, you get to hear about the coaching partnership and the value that brings. So, been working with Maria for a year and a half, and really happy to be here to hear her story and share that with you. And I got to say, Maria is one of the hardest working early talent salespeople that I've been able to work with and coach. Effort, she gives maximum effort, and she really executes, coming out of the sessions and gets things done. I think that's been a really big thing to where she's at right now, and I'm happy, to share and hear her success and share it with all you guys. So, without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Maria for a little intro, and then we'll get right into the questions. So, Maria.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. It's a pleasure having you here in the Chicago office. So just a little bit of background on myself. I am originally from Venezuela. Then I moved to Miami, where I studied at FIU, finance and marketing. And then I came to Chicago, and I've been here for about 2 years now. Since day one of the SAP Sales Academy, I've been part of the upper general business team here in Chicago, which is essentially companies that are in the mid-market, between 300 to about $1 billion in revenue, more or less. And I cover a territory of Illinois, Indiana, and some Ohio accounts.
Beautiful. All right, thanks for sharing that. All right, so we'll get into the first question. So what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced as an early talent salesperson? And how did the coaching partnership or the sessions that we've had help you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, Brian, so coming from college and studying finance and marketing, and being a small business owner and an entrepreneur, as I started a company with my mom back in Florida, which was a chamber of commerce, there come a lot of challenges, because it's very different to work for a small company where you're doing a lot of things, wearing many hats, and then coming to an organization like SAP, right? So I would definitely say that the biggest challenge for me was confidence. And the reason why I say that is because, when we come to SAP or to any other big organization, we're learning about new products, and every time or every quarter or every year or so, the product's name change, we continue to innovate, so we have to continuously learn about that. The second thing would be navigating, through the organization, how to do certain processes within the organization, who to talk to or who to ask for if we have a question. And then finally, really feeling confident when speaking to an executive or to our customers, to really feel that credibility when we are in front of them.
Great. All right. So if I heard you right, confidence, right? I mean, starting anything new, being young, early talent. I dealt with it. You're dealing with people. Everyone I coach deals with it. So how are we going to address that, right? Yeah. Navigating a big company, wherever you go as a salesperson, or any company that you work into, big or small, you're going to have to figure out how you navigate that, right? And then that leads to the credibility. Once you kind of can handle the confidence and navigate it appropriately, then you start to become more credible. So all big challenges. I've seen them a lot with a lot of people that I coach. So how did the sessions help you overcome some of that then?
Yeah, so our coaching sessions definitely helped me, and one of the ones that I remember the most was when you and I connected, and we were doing a question-based type coaching session, right? Where you were not telling me more about your story and your experiences as a salesperson, or providing me with some of the experiences that my peers have done, but instead you helped me through a series of questions come up with an answer, or at least a plan of how to combat my confidence challenge per se. And I remember that session specifically was on how to expand a deal, right? And typically when we go into a deal, we're trying to expand the products. If we sold just one solution, we're trying to figure out how do we expand and grow that, or how do we expand the relationships that we have within that organization. So, you told me, hey Maria, take out a pen and paper and, let's figure out what would be some of the possible things that you can be doing in order for you to obtain that confidence and continue to grow those deals. So I know that on that session we came up with at least 10 things that I could do, and we actually, ranked them, from 1 to 10. How much am I doing from that specific task? How much am I, reading my public organization's 10K? How much am I, reading about the industry for that company? Or, even learning more about the company, or asking, that executive that I do know, asking them to introduce me to someone else within that. So I would say that, that coaching session definitely helped me put a plan in place. From that day on, what I did, and I'm very tactical, so what I did was I definitely went back to my calendar, looked at, where am I spending my time and how I can expand those deals, and put, time there and saying, you know what, the first 30 minutes of my day, 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to read more about XYZ.
Great. Yeah, and I remember that coaching session like it was yesterday. Maria really got into her element, where I just kind of asked her some powerful questions around the topic that she brought, and I think we had a notepad, and she had drawn out all the steps and everything, and she emailed it to me afterwards because I think it was done on the iPad, and she built a great plan for herself, all her plan, and I think that's really what helped her execute and deliver on that. So I think that was a great session, and enjoyed partnering you with that. So great. The next question I have for you is, what have you learned about yourself through the coaching process?
Yep. So through the coaching process, I've learned that we all need motivation, right? Just like fitness, just like training, we all need that someone to help us think outside the box, right? I know that another session that we did was the 5 themes. It was the 5 themes.
5 win themes.
5 win themes, correct. And in there we developed what we call an advisory board, right? And on that advisory board we actually wrote down exactly, what executives or what team members or who's gonna be on that advisory board. And honestly, having not only you as a coach and really this coaching program in place, and also the mentors that we can have outside of the coaching session, right? Like our managers or other executive members that really care for our growth. That has been extremely helpful to continue helping us in thinking differently, thinking bigger, and really expanding our creativity when we go out and look at deals in different ways.
Awesome. All right, so that's great learning out of it, that we can partner with people to help us be more creative and kind of open up doors, and you put together as part of that 5 win themes board to kind of leverage that as well as you develop. Awesome. So last question, we're in sales and we care about results, right? So what have your results been, and how have you how have they made you a better sales, how has the coaching process made you a better salesperson or person in general?
Yeah. So in comparison to 2017, this year has been extraordinary. On May 3rd of this year, my team and I were able to close a significant deal for the team, which was on the S4 public cloud deal for one of my customers. And, I learned a lot through the process. It was extremely exciting to see the goals that I had placed at the beginning of the year, and even at the end of the year when we had, a conversation, see them, come true. And one of the things that I learned was to really think bigger, right? That was sort of the theme, that we talked about at the end of last year, right? How do I think bigger? How do we just not have volume, but also just think bigger? What else can you be doing, right? So, with the whole theme of thinking bigger, I was able to provide, those same goals to my manager. And, when we were going through this deal, he told me, hey Maria, you know what? You have my back to help you do this and to help you, through the process of potentially closing this. So that is very significant. I think I learned that, when you set goals, you definitely have to, provide that to your management, provide that to your board of advisors so that they know, where you're heading.
Yeah, great. So setting the goals, the theme of thinking bigger. And so what percentage of your number are you at right now in terms of quota attainment?
Yeah, so as of today, I'm a little bit over 130%.
Okay,
So I'm really
awesome.
excited about that, even before the 6-month mark of the year. So I have a long way to continue going and to continue growing, but I'm excited, definitely feel at ease a little bit.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a huge accomplishment. Winter Circle in Maui next year, and it's a beautiful place. It's going to be a life-changing experience for you, and each one of you can do this here at SAP, and if you go through and you partner with the coach and you set these intentions, they happen for me, they happen for other people I coach, they happen for Maria, so definitely it's within your grasp to do and obtain. So that's all I have for you today, Maria. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the audience with before we wrap up?
Yeah, so I would definitely say think bigger, create your goals early, communicate them back to your management, create a detailed plan, and execute.
Awesome. Couldn't have said it better myself. Remember the important part of executing, right? So with that being said, I'll leave you with what I always leave you with. Rise up every day of your life, set a new standard, make you move, and become who you are. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
We'll have that.